Hello. Hey guys, this was a very impromptu decision that we made. We woke up and thought India's batting again, the first test match. Anyways, we are doing live every day. So might as well do a live for the first 2 hours, talk about the game, talk about what's actually happening while it's happening. And we also thought you guys can ask those questions and we'll talk cricket for 2 hours. And yeah, let's see how that goes. There was a lot of rain in the morning. I mean, there was a lot of rain at night in Chennai, and there were showers in the morning. So, if anything, it'll only assist the fast bowlers.
There'll be swing and seam, at least in the first half.
Yep.
Sun's, I don't know if the sun's fully out. There's still a bit of clouds. Let's see how it goes. I think the first session, as usual, is going to be crucial.
I'm pulling up the stream so that we can see the chat. If there are any.
People joining in. Come fast, guys.
Oh, don't. I mean, I'd understand if you want to listen to live commentary. Because might as well. So yeah, the first session will be crucial. Rishabh Pant and Shubman Gill may have to be careful a little bit, at least in the first hour or two, because unlike yesterday, the sun is not beating down right now, and it'll only help the fast bowlers. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Let us know if there's any lag, or if there's anything, or if there's any audio issue, because our laptop's pretty far away, and so I'll have to go there to do stuff. So yeah, yesterday, I mean, we spoke about this in a live yesterday, but the last session when India was batting was pretty disappointing because of how the Indian batters has played. I mean, Jaiswal coming off the first innings, confidence, Rohit Sharma getting out the way he always does, and Virat Kohli getting an LBW and not really reviewing when every single time he would in his entire career. But like Praatibh said yesterday, like this speaks about his confidence with
Frame
things.
of mind, does not seem to be in a great space. Yeah, and like definitely he needs to get runs because that'll be crucial.
Hey, Mehar Kapoor. Hi.
What is up? Yeah, Kohli definitely needs runs to get like India to the World Test Championship final. And yeah, day's play is going to start. We're going to be switching between looking at the camera and
Yeah,
comments
yeah.
and the screen, so bear with us. But yeah.
Very nice. One thing though, I mean, even though Kohli got out the way he did yesterday, I think I was okay with the shot that he played. Because we made a video on this, we made a video on Kohli playing spin and what's changed. And something that had changed is him not using his wrist enough. And yesterday he did that. Even though he got out, I mean, he did get bat on it.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy with the kind of shot he played. Sure, he got out yesterday. But I'd rather him do this more often than play with a straight bat and not know what he's doing and not have confidence in his defense and then get out.
That's true.
Hi, Kalyani. Hi. This is just us experimenting, by the way. We have never done a watch long until day before yesterday. We had never done a live. So we don't expect a lot in that sense, but we always want to improve what we do. So when it comes to putting out videos every Tuesdays and Fridays, we'll also start putting out videos on Mondays. So watch out for that. A weekly recap. Go check out our community if you don't know what that's about.
Yeah. Community posts every day.
Yeah.
A lot of polls, a lot of stats, trivia. So yeah.
Trisha says, so don't call us sir. It's fine. Mukesh Kumar, को किसी सीरीज में मौका मिल सकता है, वो दिलीप ट्रॉफी में अच्छा कर रहा है. That is true. I mean, Mukesh Kumar is doing well. If anything, he might be called for the BGT.
He might even be called for the second test match.
Yeah,
for
oh
the
yeah.
Bangladesh
If
series.
Bumrah gets rested for that matter.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? Because Akash Deep is doing well, and they want Yash Dayal as a left arm
left arm,
pacer. I mean, it was unfair on. I mean, I don't know if it was unfair on Mukesh Kumar for him getting dropped, but
I mean, yeah, like I don't think he's done anything wrong to get dropped.
it's
उसने
just
कुछ
that others are doing a little more right.
हाँ उसने कुछ गलत तो नहीं किया है but वही है. There's just so much competition. Oh, they're starting off with spin.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because overcast conditions, it rained overnight. If anything, you'd want
To
your
start
fast bowlers to start off with. I mean, ball is only 23 overs old, so I don't think. Meher Kapoor again says, watching you guys since you made your Dhoni's trigger movement video, great analysis. Hey, thanks, man. We'll always have more videos coming up.
I think BGT में obviously Bumrah makes the cut, Siraj also most likely makes the cut. ये दो तो पक्का खेलेंगे. Beyond this, probably if Akash Deep does really well, or if they want the left arm pacer, they'll get him Yash Dayal. I don't know if India will play.
Or Harshdeep Singh.
Or
You'll
Harshdeep,
never know.
Yeah. I don't know if India will play 4 pacers. It depends on the conditions. There could be a couple of test matches where India play 4 pacers. But yeah, I think that only time will tell. Also depends on how the New Zealand series itself goes.
Let us know what the actual commentators are saying, because it's very interesting that they're starting off with spin, because one, spinners are getting no assistance. If anything, it's keeping low, and we'll get into that. We'll get into why when one ball actually does keep low. And the second is, I mean, overcast conditions. I mean, it was quite obvious that you'd want your pace bowlers to begin with Pant and Shubman Gill there, and both of them having a little bit of issue with the swinging ball or the seaming ball. So it's quite interesting that they start off with a spinner. Mehdi Hasan in the first innings was taken apart, first by Jaiswal, then by Pant, and then by Jadeja and Ashwin. You don't want a spinner like him to settle down, because he's a very line and length kind of a bowler. He'll put it on the spot again and again. Something like that. You give him the space. I mean, this is the first over, so I don't expect people to attack him. But if you give him that space to bowl it on line, on length again and again, he will get a wicket eventually. He's a very Nathan Lyon kind of a bowler. He'll work his way into a wicket rather than like an Ashwin who has a lot of variations, will try a lot of things. Even Jadeja is something like that. He works his way into the wicket.
Also, guys, let us know if there is some sort of lag. Like, if the comments you're typing are being responded to by us after a while, just let us know. It could be at our end. But yeah, I think other than that, the live is going okay. Hindi mein baat karo. We'll keep switching between Hindi and English.
We won't keep switching.
I'll keep switching. But हाँ इसकी हिंदी ज़्यादा अच्छी नहीं है. ठीक है, so we are finally seeing pace at least at the other end, so that's a good thing on Bangladesh's side of things.
And Hassan Mahmood being the best bowler in the first innings, it was quite obvious that he will start. It'll be nice. I mean, I don't know if it'll be nice, but it should be interesting to see if he gets movement, any sort of movement off the pitch, off the seam.
Jay Surya asks, how does yesterday's rain affect the pitch behavior? Cool. So basically, whenever it rains, you have certain amount of moisture that comes on the pitch, which helps aid the fast bowlers. The ball would skid onto the bat, might nip here and there a little bit. When I say nip, it means after pitching, it might deviate a little bit on either side. Apart from that, because it might be cloudy this morning and there'll be a slight breeze, especially at Chepauk, where the stadium and the stands are in such a way where currents do come, wind currents, that wind itself might help the ball swing in the air.
Meher Kapoor also has Ruturaj can be an option for BGT. Ruturaj can be an option if he scores a lot more runs than he's doing now. I know there's a lot of Ruturaj fans out there, and I like him as a batsman. I think he's technically alright, but he'll need to score more than just 50s and 60s. I know he did that in the first two Dilip Trophy. Again, I'm not too sure how the third Dilip Trophy is going because we're doing this. We're trying to follow that as much as we can, but he'll need to score big hundreds, or just hundreds for that matter. And not just 50s and 60s because we've made a video on this again. But him as an opening option, there are other options and there are other batters who are scoring consistently in Dilip Trophy or just Ranji Trophy in general. And I know like it can be irritating to hear that, but he'll need to do a little more than what he's doing right now.
I think one thing that stayed very consistent with this pitch is that there's still a good amount of carry and help for the fast bowlers. It's still very true. Obviously, there was a little bit of drizzle this morning, but even now, like the previous delivery, the keeper caught it near his face, and it was like good length. So, like hats off to like the Chepauk groundsman. This is like a beautiful pitch.
It's a very unlike Chennai pitch where it's not a dust bowl, it's not turning square, and there's fantastic carry. And we spoke about this yesterday where the Bangladesh fast bowlers will mostly get more carry because of the way their bowlers are. They have very hit the deck kind of a bowler, and whereas the Indian fast bowlers aren't as such. That's why if you see the carry, the Indian fast bowlers don't get as much carry. It's interesting because there hasn't been a hint of movement. It hasn't moved off the pitch. I mean, there hasn't been swing. If anything, I think only Siraj got swing. But thanks for that, Kalyan. Here's the thing, right? Every batter who has applied themselves, even Litin Das and Shakib Al Hasan yesterday, until they had to go for that sweep shot for whatever reason, until that point, it was absolutely fine. I mean, it's a batter will find it absolutely fine if they apply themselves, give themselves some time, and look to play that big innings. I mean, even Yashasvi Jaiswal, every time he gave himself that time, he was able to build on to that. And I think it's important for Shubman Gill, the number 3 batter for India, and now punt, because he's coming back into Test cricket to be able to do this, to give himself that time.
Jay Surya asks, can we say that Akashdeep can do more than what Bhuvi and Shami did with the bat? Oh, okay, that's a good question. More than Shami, maybe, but more than Bhuvi,
time will tell.
Time will tell. Like Bhuvi was pretty solid lower order batsman. He's got some crucial runs also.
Yeah, I mean the partnerships with Dhoni, the partnerships with Virat. I mean he can stick and rotate strike when he wants to, because for a long time in UP setup he would also bat. He would bat slightly up the order, so he was a bit of a batter. But scoring runs, yeah, I think Akashdeep can score a lot more in terms of strike rate as compared to both of them. But that's a solid question. That you're watching some good cricket. That's brilliant.
Anirudh says waiting for Rishabh Pant to play that one rash shot.
Yeah, that's true. He might just
Pull
walk out
the
of his
reverse
crease.
or the switch hit.
ARGHY, I don't know how to pronounce that. Ask, do you think Bangladesh will collapse around 150 again? You don't know, because it's Bangladesh, and as much as they had the kind of innings that they had in the first innings, they will fight. And
I think for Bangladesh, it's going to be very important how their top order plays, because the middle is very sorted. It's packed with experience. You have Mushfiqur Rahim, Shakib Al Hasan, and Liton Das, and like you can almost always rely on these three to get the runs. So it's about the top order giving a strong base. But like honestly speaking, like Bangladesh are way behind this game. India already has a lead of 300 plus, so it's going to be very tough. But yeah, let's see.
Meher Kapoor, I know you're like, it seems like you're a big Ruturaj fan. And you're right, I mean, he can do good at number 3 for India, maybe even better than Shubman Gill. But for now, to get selected, you will unfortunately have to score a lot more runs, because that's just how it works.
Okay, Pant pulls out the pull.
Oh, that was a really good shot. He read the length slightly early.
Yeah.
And something that you pointed out, I think on day 1 or 2, is when was the last time you saw Indian batters play the pull shot to spinners?
Yeah. There they go. They
Yeah.
have. Yeah, like the reason I brought that up also was the fact that Mehdi Hasan was bowling a fair amount of half trackers, and these guys were not putting it away consistently. So something
Especially
like
KL
this,
Rahul.
especially KL, yeah.
But again, no hint of spin whatsoever, especially in the first session. That's what surprised me about this. To start with Mehdi Hasan, I think they would have thought of something, and because it's a Chennai pitch on day 3, but it rained.
I mean, the literally the only thing that could make sense is that they want him to ball to a left-handed batsman, to a left-handed punt because the ball's going away. But I like honestly don't see the point. They'd much rather have two fast bowlers.
Amay says that partnership with Deepak Chahar against Sri Lanka. Oh, you remember?
The correct me if I'm wrong, but are you talking about the ODI game where Deepak Char basically saved the match, scored 60 odd? Is that the one you're talking about?
The Puvi bad in that, right?
I think so. Not sure.
I cannot recollect that match. There's too many matches in my head to talk about. Being unbiased, I think Gill in Sena is overrated.
Oh, Gill in Sena. I don't know about Gill in Sena, but Gill in India also hasn't had a particularly good time. Like we've discussed this at length about how he's been given a really, really long rope, but he'll have to repay the selector's fate soon. And like he did get a century in the England innings, so he's good for now. And he's batting today. He's got a start. He'll want to convert this because, like as you rightly said, he's been given a lot of chances and he really needs to capitalize on it.
I mean, even against the England series, when he scored, just before he scored that 100, we put out a video of how we think he should be dropped. And even that 100 shouldn't be considered like a saving grace in his test career. But I feel like people have forgotten that because now he's the vice captain and everything. So I feel like he'll get a little longer rope. And you're right, Gill's overrated in test cricket as of now just because he hasn't done as well as people expect him to. But people also think, at least the selectors think, he's a once in a lifetime kind of, not once in a lifetime, but he's a generational talent. And yeah, he might just get a long rope. For Ruturaj to come in, see, Shubman Gill getting dropped from test matches is a topic in itself. Ruturaj getting picked is another topic in itself. For Ruturaj to get picked, he'll need to score a lot more runs than he's doing now because to replace Shubman Gill, there are other options anyway.
Rishikesh asks, what are your guys' thoughts on Jurel for KL? I think he's better with tail than Rahul in tests.
We were talking about this yesterday after Dhruv Jurel got that catch. Short and wide, just played the cut shot. But yeah, when Dhruv Jurel got that catch, we were talking about if he can field, no problems, because some wicket keepers do have a problem with fielding. If he can field, then why not have Dhruv Jurel with the bat?
Yeah, and Rishikesh, yeah, you're right. Like KL's test average is 34. There's a video coming out this Tuesday. We've broken down KL Rahul's test career, basically stats and everything. And just to kind of spoil a part for you, KL Rahul is the worst Indian batter in terms of batting average for someone who's played 50 test matches. So definitely, this is going to be like a make or break cycle for him. I think they will give him a few chances, especially because Gautam Gambhir is in the setup now and he'll want to do things a certain way. But if that doesn't work out, Jurel can actually be a very good middle order batsman. He's shown that temperament already in the limited opportunity he's got. It'll be different to see how he does in Sena, but I think that's something that a lot of youngsters will like want that opportunity, and I'm sure Jurel is the same. So, yeah.
Sudarshan says, "Hey boss, you didn't go to the stadium." Hi Sudarshan. So we have a cricket community on WhatsApp and only on WhatsApp.
Yeah, only on WhatsApp.
Yeah, so if you guys want to join, DM your phone numbers, and if you guys are cricket nerds and want to talk about cricket,
We
do
can
that.
add you on
He's
that.
part of that. I mean, he's part of this. All of us have created it together. And no, we didn't go to the stadium today for this, but we will go eventually, later half of the day. We thought we'll do a live for the first 2 hours because India are batting, and we hope to see careless mistakes. And so when that happens, and after that happens, we'll go over. Yes, we are sorry for the unfortunate lighting. Just the lighting
Yeah.
in this room is really bad. It's an Airbnb.
Hardik asks, what do you think future of cricket looks like as cricket is declining in countries like Australia, New Zealand, England, South Africa? ICC should do something to revive cricket. Is there any chance in the future we could see club cricket? Cool. So I wouldn't say that cricket is declining. At least if you look at it from a money, like from a financial standpoint and like revenues and everything, and if you see like balance sheets of all these boards, they've been making profit, bigger profit year on year. So is Test cricket declining? That's a different question.
I still think not,
Yeah,
because
same.
there have been a lot of articles over the years where they've debunked the fact that Test cricket is declining. It's different when a format's popularity is increasing, like T20 cricket, but that doesn't correlate with Test cricket declining. Test crickets remain the same, if not, it gradually increases by the year, just very small percentage. Whereas T20 cricket skyrockets, like the popularity of T20 cricket.
Yeah.
So those are different topics per se. You were talking about the popularity of cricket in that country.
Yeah, I mean, I think Test cricket is still pinnacle in all of these countries like Australia, New Zealand, England. Oh no, our stream has stopped, like the match stream. So we're just trying to get it back.
Very nice.
I'll just have to open and close, I guess.
Make a bet on who gets out first. My hope is no one. But if someone, then Shubman Gill, because we can just criticize him even more. We like that part of our video. You guys are awesome with your cricket analysis. Hey, thanks, man, Rishikesh. We appreciate that. Is cricket actually declining? Oh, God, sources, bro.
Yes, sir. Oh, this is
That
actually,
is
yeah.
very, very interesting. How you say Gill is a bottom-handed player. See, to be fair, if you think about it, even Sachin Tendulkar was a bottom-handed player. He used heavy bats. Even Virat Kohli is a bottom-handed player. The ability of a batsman to be able to switch hands while batting is what makes someone so great. Dhoni, completely bottom-handed player. He could hardly use his top hand. Even in his defense, the way he defenses, you could clearly say that he's predominantly very bottom-heavy. But for a batter like Shubman Gill, I feel like he is able to switch hands. If you want a more video, if you want a more depth video like this, someone has already commented about this before, so let us know. But I feel like Shubman Gill can do it, but it's the level at which he can and how much consistently he can do it that'll set him apart.
I think this was also there on commentary maybe yesterday or day before, where they were talking about how fast someone is able to switch the weight of their hands.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
when he was playing something like a back foot cover drive, something that stood out was how fast you could switch to making your bottom hand dominant to play that back foot cover drive, stuff like that. And so it like will obviously depend on how they're able to control which hand they're using at what time. Like in Sena countries, you want to play with a soft bottom hand and firm top hand. You want to make sure that your edges do not carry to the slip. For that, you need a soft bottom hand. So, yeah, like I think these things at this level, especially people like Gill, Kohli, all of these guys are like superhuman when it comes to these abilities. But yeah, I think only this season will tell us. At least Gill in Australia, if he's already done well the last time, got that 90 odd. He's done well, so yeah.
Talking about the match that's happening again, like we keep saying, nothing is really happening off the pitch, which is a little surprising, if I'm being honest. Hassan Mahmood hasn't bowled the kind of length he did in the first innings. He's here and there, which is nice, but yeah, it's not seeming, it seems like a solid batting track, even though there was a lot of rain. So again, if they give themselves enough time, I feel like a lot can happen and they can score big. Today is only day 3, and if anything, they can bat the entire day if you're really being ambitious. we have hopes.
So Darshan asks, do you see Akashdeep starting in the first 11 in Australia ahead of Siraj? Assuming Bumrah and Shami are available. Okay.
That's a solid question.
Yeah.
To be honest, in the next couple of test matches, if Akashdeep does well, I don't see that as a problem at all, because Akashdeep is a completely different bowler as compared to Bumrah and Shami. And if you have Bumrah, Shami with you and Akashdeep, I feel like that's fine. I mean, you could also play Siraj if you wanted to.
Yeah, like I think in Australia, I'm going to assume that they are going to want to play a left-arm pacer in every game, which is where it gets a
Really?
little tricky. Yeah,
Oh, I wouldn't have thought that.
I could be completely wrong, but at least by the reports that have been floating
A
around,
solid pull shot, by the way. Short ball, Rishabh Pant's good at the pull shot. He plays a pull shot for a boundary.
sure, be yeah. But yeah, like if the left-arm pacer theory is true, then it'll be interesting to see that which pacer gets that third bowling spot or fourth bowling spot, depending on conditions.
Hassan Mahmood has been bowling really well. He's keeping it there. It's quite nice. The pitch isn't assisting a lot. I like how Punt is giving himself that time. One short ball, one bad ball, he put that away for 4. And that's how it should be. Good on him.
Yeah, India have reached 100. That is correct.
Meher Kapoor again also says, in Sena countries, I don't think India will look after Shreyas Iyer because of his short ball problem. That's true. I mean, even Shreyas Iyer, for him to come back, oh, the lighting's gone worse, hasn't it? Even for Shreyas Iyer to come back, it'll take a very long time because he needs to score heaps of runs once again.
Rishikesh says, do you think the Indian pitches changed like England have changed their pitches? Oh, I can't see the last part of that comment. Due to struggles in Sena conditions. Okay. So, I think the Indian pitches have gotten a lot truer. Like we don't see raging turners or rank turners from day one. The odd test match here and there
What
you
a
might.
shot! Oh, that was
Who's
a
that?
fantastic shot.
Gill.
Shubman Gill picking up Mehdi Hassan
Did he
over
step
mid wicket. Yeah, he stepped out. Reached the pitch of the ball isn't spinning much anyway. Oh, that was a beautiful shot. That is a shot of a man in form.
Is he in form or is he just a classy player?
I mean, that was a good shot. Picked. You know, the ball isn't doing much when you can pick up a outside off line ball and put that over mid wicket. That was a beautiful looking shot. Something that the Indian batters haven't done quite enough is step out and attack the spinners. And I'm so happy Shubman Gill is doing that. That was a beautiful looking shot. Very confident. He's been very confident in his defense today morning. And the fact that he can attack when he wants to, good on him. That was a good looking shot. Sorry, you were saying?
I forgot what. Oh yeah, pitches. Yeah, yeah. I just think the pitches have gotten better overall. I won't say better to bat on, but just better in terms of providing enough for fast bowlers, spinners, and batters, which I think is better. So
Something you will notice with Shubman Gill's defense, and this is a post DRS thing, and Ashwin has talked about it. Oh, this was a good looking shot. See, this is when you know the
Shot.
ball isn't doing much. Like the pitch isn't helping the spinners a lot. He didn't even care to reach the pitch of the ball. He played it on the bounce. Oh,
Again.
again, what a beautiful looking shot. Once again.
and that's 50.
The fact
for
that he
Gill.
can dispatch it over mid wicket, that's a beautiful looking shot. What a good half century that is. Gave himself time yesterday, gave himself time today. Is attacking the ball when he wants to. He's looking solid, he's looking good. His defense has looked good. And every time he's wanted to attack, it's come off. And that's good on him. It's on pitches like this he does well, but nothing. The pitch doesn't do anything. But you still need to score. I mean, Virat didn't score. Rohit Sharma hasn't scored. So, I mean, Gill is scoring. So I'm not throwing any shades. I'm just talking in general. But like I was saying, post DRS, like when you see Shubman Gill play the defense, you can see his front foot way across outside off. It's so that if he does miss the ball, very low chance that the umpire will give him out. And Sky Sports Cricket they've done a really good series with Nathan Lyon, and in part 3 of that video, Nathan Lyon talks about how the umpires have become a little more reluctant giving an LBW when they see the front foot way outside off, because they don't want to get it wrong in the first place.
Sudarshan says Gill gets 50, he's going to make you eat your words, I guess. Sudarshan, no, it's too soon. Gill has to make this a big one.
No,
He
no.
has to make it count.
I mean, we don't hate Gill. We're absolutely fine if he eats
Yeah.
ours. I mean, we want him to score.
If anything, we'll be the happiest people if he gets these runs, because it's long overdue, honestly.
Yeah, and it's Indian cricket. I mean, we want players to score runs, get wickets. Day one cricket, let's go Shubman. Exactly, let's go. It was a beautiful innings, 53 of 80. But then it wouldn't count for much if he doesn't score big.
Yeah.
And we say this because of the kind of pitch it is, and it's only day 3, there's so much time.
Also, shout out to Day 1 Cricket. Go check out his videos, even he does some really good stat work. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there.
But yeah, it's been a good innings by Shubman Gill. He just needs to keep going, and Pant needs to keep doing his thing. I feel like Pant's been more disciplined today. Oh, what a good shot. Pant's cut shots are very interesting because he takes it very close from his body. And this is a beautiful looking shot. If anything, it was with the spin. So even if the ball turned, he could argue that he'd still play the same shot. But it's good to see Indian batters step out and hit spinners, because this is what we used to do so well, and this is what we hardly do now.
Vasudevan says you're acting like my parents, boys. In what sense?
Yeah, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well played, lad.
Also, just let us know if everything's going okay in the stream, if you guys can hear us well, see us well, all of that. I'm sure there's a little bit of lag, but I think that's cool. Let us know if there's anything else.
Being a hater and then say we don't hate him. We don't particularly hate any player. Do we dislike the amount of chances Shubman Gill's got? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shot. A back foot punch.
For 1 run.
Yeah. But yeah, do we dislike the amount of chances that he's got? Yes. Do we think he's overrated in Test cricket as of now? Maybe.
Yes.
But do we not want him to score runs? Absolutely not. I mean, we do want him to score runs. Seems like we might hate him, but we don't. He's a solid batter. To be fair, we also advocated for him in one of our recent videos, talking about his average and all of that. So, are we really a hater, buddy? Well played once again. When was the last time you saw Rishabh Pant play so many defense?
Yeah, Pant is actually looking pretty solid even in his defense today, which is good to see.
Yep.
Yeah, like sometimes we forget that this is just Pant's first Test match
back yeah.
after that freak accident. So, good on him.
Sudarshan Pro, just kidding. Yeah, no, we know.
All in good spirits.
You can say anything about us and that'll be fine. Shit. That's exactly something my dad would say. Very nice. Pant's leaving the ball well. He's playing the defense quite well. He's attacking the ball when he needs to. So he's not in a shell. He's just doing what he needs to, and that's good. What he needs to on this pitch. And that's good to see. Again, Tuscan not getting a lot of movement, nothing off the pitch.
Yeah, and I think the message this morning would have been to just play out the first hour, see how it goes, don't do anything rash. Because last night it felt like they wanted to go for a lot of shots and just get runs quickly. But I think because there's so many days left, might as well take your time. Also because the pitch isn't getting particularly bad for batting. It's still such a good pitch to bat on. So you don't want to give Bangladesh any kind of chance. You want to have enough runs on the board.
I would argue and say that today might be the best day to bat, at least until now what it looks like, because the ball is doing absolutely nothing. At least yesterday when Bangladesh started off, they had the new ball and then India batted.
Then India got all out.
Oh yeah. India didn't get all out.
Yeah, the morning session
Oh
yesterday.
yeah, sorry, yeah. That they had the new ball. And then Bangladesh, I mean, they finished. And then when
Bangladesh.
India started batting again, they had the new ball, and so the Indian batters still needed to be careful. Whereas today the ball's 20 overs old, it doesn't seem like the pitch is doing much. So Gill, the generational talent, scored 50. Mayor Kapoor, I mean, it's fine. He's an Indian player after all. No? I think the hate that we give towards certain players is unwarranted. You can dislike them, but if they're playing for India and if they're scoring runs, that is what you want in a team. Right, India 376, Bangladesh 149, all out. They lasted only 1.5 sessions, and then India batting now 116 for 3. Looking good, Shubman Gill and Rishabh Pant, which is a good sign.
Also, what do you guys think? Do you think India is going to bat up until tea today? Do you see that happening? Do you think they're going to declare around lunch and then try and get Bangladesh all out today? Just let us know in the comments where you think this test match is headed. Most importantly, when do you think it's going to end? Do you think it's going to end today or tomorrow? I don't see it going to day 5.
It's good to see Shubman Gill trusting his defense against spin, because we've criticized his defense a lot against spin, and I want to say he's made a few changes, but I don't want to say it because I want to look at his previous dismissals and then comment on it. But his defense looks a little more solid than before. He's playing with a soft bottom hand, and you know that by the angle of the bat. So he's doing well. He's doing well for now. Stepped out once again. This time he reached the pitch of the ball. The single towards long on.
I think stepping out or just using your feet properly to spinners is so important, and that's where I think KL also missed out in the first innings. Just seemed to be too much in his crease, not because the KL of the past would have stepped out exactly like Gill does. So it's good on Gill. I think it's nice for the other teammates to see how these guys are playing spin out there.
Thanks for that shout out, Vasu. No, not shout out to us, but letting us know. 50 partnership, that is a good 50 partnership by Punt and Gill. Both have been solid. They haven't made silly mistakes or been irresponsible with their shots. You're allowed to lose your concentration once in a while, but they haven't let that be the cost of their wicket, which is good.
Can Tilak be considered at number 4? Because he gives young Yuvraj Singh vibe. In ODIs, okay. I feel like I'd still, at least not me personally, and also probably the selectors themselves, would want to see a little more of Tilak Verma in each format. He's shown that class, that temperament, but I feel like he still needs some time. Even if it's in ODIs, I still want him to do well in red ball domestic cricket and just get some runs under his belt so that that can translate when he comes into the international arena, ODIs regularly. So I think that's how I look at it. I still feel he's very young. There's a lot of time. And yeah, it'll depend on what direction India want to go with the ODIs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of time for Tilak Verma. You're right. He might give a Yuvraj Singh vibe, but
Yeah, plus like you have Champions Trophy coming in Feb, so they won't want to change the team right now. There's barely any ODIs to try. And then you have the 2027 ODI World Cup, which will also come.
yeah, which is
fast.
what I think. I mean, let us know what you guys think about this. The fact that we are only going to play one ODI series before the Champions Trophy.
And something insane like 5 or 6 T20 international series.
And so, isn't that a bit problematic if you think about it?
Guys follow cricket, guys live cricket. Yeah, we live cricket like from literally we've known each other from for the last 17 years, and we know each other because of cricket, because we started playing cricket together.
Yes.
And here we are. So yeah.
Taskin Ahmed continues to bowl.
ODI बचेगा कि नहीं?
Something I do want to appreciate about about the Bangladeshi fast bowlers is the fact that they've been consistent with their line and lengths for the most part, and every time they want to do something different, they bring out the short ball, and their short balls have been.
They've been sharp. Like
Oh, yeah.
we've been watching a lot of matches lately in the stadium, and like I think the
2
Bangladesh
days,
bowlers, no, not here, just in general.
2 days.
What 2 days? In
Oh, yeah,
Chinnaswamy
Dilip
and
Trophy,
generally
yeah,
Dilip Trophy. And like these guys have seemed like pretty sharp compared to a lot of fast bowlers.
that was a good lead.
They won't get 400 odd runs. Just declare before lunch.
No, I feel like they will get 400 runs. We're only
Hey,
at 3.
not India, Bangladesh.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah, 100%. But it's not, at this point, it's not about Bangladesh getting runs. No, it's just Indian batters getting some runs, Indian batters wasting time, Indian batters giving bowlers some rest. Not that they needed a lot of rest anyway. But at some point, you're at day 3. There are people going to come watch you on day 4. Might as well drag the test match a little longer.
Today's Saturday, so a lot of crowd will be coming in, and yeah, especially India's batting now. So Jay Shah only would have sent a message. Please bat today. Money will come
It's a joke.
for legal reasons.
Rishabh Pant tests. I mean, even before the accident that he had, we, I think, made a video on this, or at least had a conversation between us of how, for the most part, Pant should be
Predominantly red ball.
predominantly a red ball wicket keeper batter, but now he's an all format player.
I still am not convinced with Pant in white ball cricket, honestly. Red ball, I think he's probably the best India has as a wicketkeeper batsman ever had already. I've
Yeah.
already put him in that list. But yeah, white ball, still not very convinced personally. So much bounce. Was this the case like on the last 2 days as well? Yeah, Tuskin has been consistently getting good bounce. He's also a tall, fast bowler, and he's a hit the deck bowler. And because of how true the pitch is, he is getting good bounce. That's been consistent.
Yeah, but we with Bangladesh fast bowlers, they've been getting a lot of bounce and they've been getting a lot of carry to the wicketkeeper because of the kind of bowlers that they are. And this pitch, I mean, kudos to this pitch because it gives you that bounce and that pace, which is good. I mean, which is also why we saw a lot of batters get a nick even though the ball wasn't seaming or moving much. It's just the pace of the pitch that is allowing the fast bowlers to get that assistance.
Short, but no run.
Missed out on that short and wide. One of his favorite shots, the cut. The other one would be the pull. Because he hardly uses his feet to drive the ball against fast ball. It's not a bad thing. It can be a bad thing, but it's just the thing that he does. I'm not criticizing it.
It's a bad thing in England. I mean, not necessarily if you can play it very late, but yeah, few have succeeded.
That's true. Guys, do us a favor if you can. Share this stream or share our YouTube channel. Get us more subscribers. We're so close to 10k. 800 more, I think.
800 more to go.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
And so help us with that. It'll always help
Especially
us.
if you all haven't subscribed, you should subscribe first, then share it with your friends. But yeah, like the stream is going to be on for a while. We're going to be talking a lot of cricket. So even if you have friends who you want to talk to on the chat, call them. Just call them. Let's have fun.
I think it's unusual to have this much.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true. You don't get a lot of bounce in Chepauk
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah, Chepauk's traditionally been a fairly normal traditional Indian wicket that aids the spinners. So, yeah.
I mean, the fact that on day 3 you're not getting spin at all says something about how different the pitch is. But it is a surprise that, I think one of the reasons Mehdi Hasan is bowling from one end is so that the fast bowlers can just rotate themselves. And if Mehdi Hasan is keeping it tight from one end, you can just let the fast bowlers do their job from the other end.
I think overrate might be an issue because they've not been
Oh,
bowling
right,
their
right.
overs fairly fast.
That's true.
Yeah, because they have three fast bowlers, so they can rotate anyways. But yeah, who knows? But yeah, it's things like this that Bangladesh cricket does at times which don't make sense.
Unless the commentators think this is a fantastic move, let us know what they think.
Yeah, I disagree anyways because they haven't gotten any wickets this morning.
I disagree not because of the wicket bit, just because of how the wicket is.
Fair, yeah.
I mean, Ash did get one to shoot up yesterday, but it was just one, and so. And I feel like Shakib Al Hasan was bowling sort of well yesterday with his round arm action.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? If you don't hit the deck on this pitch, it's not going to give you bounce. So, which means if you're going to slide your arm, bowl round arm, you will probably get the ball to stay a bit low.
And we saw that when Shakib was bowling to Virat briefly. He was very round arm and a couple of balls did just slide through, kept low. So yeah.
Wait,
Maybe.
what did what? I was thinking, why are they overrating? Maybe. That you meant overrate, yeah.
Overrate, yeah.
But yeah, it's been a solid, almost first star on day 3,
Yeah.
which you don't really see on Indian pitches. Rishabh Pant, Shubman Gill taking the time, biding the time, attacking the balls that they have to attack. Shubman Gill trusting his defense, which is very, very important if you're looking at Sena countries. So this is good. He just needs to continue this until whatever, T or however long he can really go for, and make this a good innings, because you don't get pitches like this every day in India. And so when you do, you got to score those runs. And if Gill and Pant can do that, especially because Pant is coming back and it's been a while for Shubman Gill, he should.
Very quickly, I'm just going to share the link
Off.
of this stream on our community post as well, in case anybody
what's
has
happening?
missed it.
Okay. It'll be important if either of these guys get out a little early. It'll be interesting to see what KL Rahul does differently from the first innings, and to see him just bat and hopefully score a little bit of runs. You'd want KL Rahul to score those runs. And yeah, just hoping that he does, because if not for him, there are other options too. And I feel like sooner or later, if he stops, if he doesn't, at least in this test match against New Zealand, they might just look at those other options, because Sarfaraz Khan is just sitting there and waiting for that chance.
Awesome. Prajwal's comment.
You guys have better cricket knowledge than some so-called comment.
No comments.
I mean, it's the fact that they've played for the country that makes them a commentator at this point. Anyone who's played for India or any country can become a commentator, which is fine. But you soon realize that, yes, both.
Lighting, reading.
Something that you only understand, and I feel like this is why a lot of you guys should go to the stadium to watch Test cricket, especially, is when you're watching it on your phones or on stream, or even on TV. Sometimes it feels like things are going very mundane and slow, But when you're in the stadium, you realize that the kind of field settings the captain sets, or the discussions they have between the overs, or when there's drinks break and when a lot of people come, or the fielders talking to the support staff. All of this is very very interesting, and you pick up a few things, even if.
Oh. Went directly to him.
I mean, by the reaction of
Yeah.
things, I think it fell short.
And also another thing of going to the stadiums is that you get to see how fast the bowlers are. Like something that we don't quite gauge on TV.
Oh, that almost carried to the fielder. Good lord.
Oh, that was close for Gill.
And,
But yeah, he absolutely smashed that.
and that was a bad ball.
Uh,
That was short. If you bat for so long and get out to a short and wide. Also, the other thing is why people like cricketers become commentators is because they have a lot of stories. Ooh, he's forcing it one there. That's when you know Shubman Gill is a very bottom-handed player when he plays that kind of shot. He's forcing something which he doesn't really need to. I think the ball before flustered him a little bit, but that's fine. But that's what makes a good test batter different from a great test batter is when you're able to forget what happens to the ball before. If you give a chance, if you're given out but you take the DRS, if you miss one or anything happens and you're able to forget that and stay in the moment and focus on the next ball is when you know you're just different, you're built different.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing in Test cricket for a batter is, firstly, I think this used to be talked about a lot before on commentary, like back in like 2010s,
Yeah.
about switching on and switching off as a batter, like just going to the non-striker's end and then not worrying about the game until the bowler's at his run up, stuff like that, like just knowing how to focus for long hours, concentrate for long hours. And that's also why people talk about grinding out in domestic cricket and getting those big runs. It's to see how long your concentration spans are without playing some kind of crazy shot and getting out. Because, yeah, like test matches, the smallest of things can just change the tide of the test match very quickly.
Something I think Rishabh Pant has done quite well to Mehdi Hassan. Of course, it's not spinning as much, but using the crease, he's gone very forward when he needs to and gone back when he has to. So that is a positive. I mean, Rishabh Pant's always been a good player of spin, but to see that in display is good.
Hey, Prajwal, thanks, man. Love back to you. Also, let us know how long have you guys been watching cricket
Oh
for?
yeah, that is true.
Because like we are also trying to get a gauge of the kind of audience we have and like what kind of cricket do you like to watch? Do you enjoy Test cricket more than T20? Please say yes. But yeah, we'd love to know. So just leave your comments. What is your favorite cricketing memory? Have you guys been to live matches? All of that.
Yeah, let us know your experience and let us know your favorite cricketing moments and just stuff like that. Lovely stuff. I like how they're giving themselves that time. Something we talked about before the match started was they should allow themselves a little more time. Also because we thought the pitch will assist the fast bowlers a lot more.
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't, but that is fine. But you still have to give yourself a little bit of time. And I like the fact that these guys are doing it. Punt getting agitated. Oh, thank God it's over. Because I was just going to say,
You're gonna step out.
yeah. I like to call it the Shreyas Iyer disease.
What is that referring to?
Yeah, what is
The lapse of concentration?
I think it's also to do with how many test matches we play now and we're coming off the white ball. But it's good, the 7 minutes for an hour, we still haven't lost a wicket to go. An hour without losing a wicket is good. I mean, the last time we did that, Jadeja and Ashwin were batting.
Yeah.
And so it's good to see a top order batter
I
stick
can't
in there.
actually remember the last time that happened in the morning session. for India.
That is true.
Yeah,
We
that could
have,
be an
oh
interesting
my
stat to
god.
look up.
You know, something to notice is how many times have India started the morning session after batting the evening before and just bundled out by lunch or tea. And this has happened so many times. It's a day two morning thing. Usually it's a day two morning thing. And yeah, it'll be an interesting stat. We'll find that out. We'll probably make a video of that. But that's something to notice. Vasudevan says, been watching for 20 odd years. Watched the Asia Cup 2012, 183 from Kohli. Best of my life. Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, that's a
It's a lot
lovely
of cricket.
That's a lovely innings to have witnessed live.
Yeah.
I remember watching that on TV live, and yeah, crazy days.
Hitesh Kumar says, you guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. Thank you so much. That's the plan. That's the plan to keep it up. We'll have a lot of different content coming up. We have 2 videos per week now. After September, we'll make that 3.
Yeah.
So watch out for that.
And yeah, so the third kind of video is going to be different. We're going to be, right now we're doing predominantly Indian cricket and techniques. That third kind of video, which will hopefully come out every Monday, is going to be about world cricket and just whatever is happening around.
Yeah, a weekly recap. It's not going to be too long. It's going to be a podcast. Monday morning, we'll put it out when you guys are going to office, college, school, anything. Well played. You can listen to it and have a weekly recap of what's been on cricket this week. That was a very good defense by Pant. Angled bat, you can do that when the ball is not seeming or moving much. Angled bat.
Opening the face, getting off strike, rotating strike, very important.
Even in test cricket.
Yeah.
India lead by 350 runs, which is quite a hefty lead.
What do you think? They are thinking 400, 450, 500? There's just so many days to play still.
I don't know about 500. But it's been a while since India has had a big score. Oh, shot. Well played. Use his feet there.
Barely though. I don't know. I've been noting this down about Gill since yesterday. He's every off drive or cover drive, he's mostly found the fielder.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. I mean,
maybe they're setting good fields, covering the angles, but
possibly.
Still.
Yeah, like it can be very demoralizing as a batter when you like absolutely crunch it from the middle of the bat and you're not getting any runs for it. Yeah.
Ooh. Floated one outside off. Oh, yeah. See, Gill has a laugh. He knows exactly what that was. Tuskin has a laugh. Good on them. They both know what happened there. There was a floater outside off for Gill to fetch at it.
And it was a slower one as well.
I'll be lying if I say I'll be lying if I say I don't think Virat would have gone for it, which means I probably think Virat would have gone for that too. But that was a good ball. Again, I think Bangladesh bowlers have done quite well, except I feel like the Indian batters have done much better today morning.
Vasu has an interesting question. Do you think Ashwin would have been a good red ball captain?
That is a good question. I think he's one of those players who could have been captain but hasn't been captain. I'm very biased towards Ravichandran Ashwin. I really, really like him as a player.
Same name.
Yeah, I also have the same name. But no buts. I think if given a go, I think he could have been a good red ball captain.
My only argument to that is, I don't know if he would have been as good a bowler if he was made captain, because he puts in so much homework and preparation into just his bowling.
That's true.
If he was captain, then he would be doing so much homework as a captain. Then, I mean, I don't know how much he would have been able to give to his bowling.
Yeah, if he ever do a podcast with Ashwin, that's a question I would like to ask him. That's a very interesting question.
But yeah, he clearly is one of the smartest cricketers going around. So I don't know if that translates to him being a good tactician. I think it does. Yeah, I think he would have made a good red ball captain.
Something you guys should notice with Rishabh Pant's defense, is how much angle and how late he's playing the defense. He's not looking to play the defense and have the ball go in front of him. He's trying to get those singles. So even to Mehdi Hasan, for that matter, he's playing very, very well. Punt looks very solid.
Yes.
Ooh.
Again. Pant has gotten out a couple of times playing with an angle bat, so he'll have to be a little careful. But yeah. Where are you guys?
Harsh Kumar Jas, why? Oh, what a shot again! This is the kind of shot we were waiting for in the last show. Using his feet, it was only about time Punt uses his feet and tries to hit one out of the park. Got one bounce for. It was a fantastic shot again because the ball isn't spinning much. He doesn't necessarily need to shove the spin away, reach the pitch of the ball exactly. See, he allowed the ball for it to turn, got the elevation that he needed, one bounce four. That's a very Rishabh Pant kind of shot. It was only about time. I mean, how much can that man even play the defense? But it's good. I mean, I'm not dissing him. I'm just saying. He's been very, very solid, and so he's allowed to do that, and he got it off the middle of the bat. A beautiful shot.
Yeah. And again, it lays emphasis on how we've been talking about how true the pitch is. Like he can just wait. He already knows how much it's going to turn. There are no demons in the pitch at all. And he's just waited for it to turn and then he's played it.
Yeah. Oh, this will be last over before drinks.
So we will also go and take a drink. Non-alcoholic.
Overthrow single. That was sloppy stuff from Bangladesh there.
Harsh Kumarja asks, where are you guys? Not in Chepauk. We are in the location Chepauk. We're just going to do a live for this morning session and then we'll be off to the stadium.
Yeah, we just thought an impromptu session we'll do. I mean, impromptu live. We'll do the first 2 hours, see what that's like, and then go. Shaki was expensive. Yes, he was expensive.
The best innings, you guys. So
wait, I'm not too sure. This is not live.
But
how's Mehdi Hasan pulling again?
Oh yeah, this is not live now. This is Geo Cinema.
Yeah, Shakib was expensive in the first innings, especially. I wouldn't say expensive. I just think the Indian batters did a good job in not letting him settle down. Something that KL Rahul did when Mehdi Hasan was bowling to him.
Alright, we have a couple of interesting questions. Ashwin, I think you should take this one.
Hi, can you please... Also, Adwaitya, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. And I'm sorry for the bad light. We're doing whatever we can. I think it's the hair that makes it. Anyway. Hi, can you please tell us what is the difference between seam and swing? And does seam just spin with pace? That is such an interesting question, right? So, seam and swing are different because swing is movement of the ball before the ball pitches. So, the movement in the air. So, when you see the ball move in the air before the ball pitches, that is swing. The word says it for the word explains it for itself. The ball swings the ball in the air before the ball pitches. Now, the seam is something like you said. Seam is off the pitch. So when the ball pitches and when the ball moves off the pitch, that is after the bounce, that is seam. And so that's the basic difference. Swing is the movement before the ball pitches. Seam is the movement after the ball pitches. So that's the difference.
Yeah.
So seam movement can be for a variety of different reasons. Seam movement can be because of the pitch, because the pitch allows the ball to move sideways, or because of the seam itself. So when you, that's why it's called seam movement, because the ball pitches, oh good lord, because the ball moves off the seam of the ball, the leather stitches that you see, it moves off that. So it can be for a variety of different reasons. But I like the analogy you use, is seam just spin with pace. It's not really, because as a spinner, when you spin the ball rotates forwards. Whereas if you don't know, when fast bowlers release the ball, they release the ball with the ball spinning backwards.
We can actually demonstrate this. I have a ball.
Oh, you do? You have a cricket ball?
I don't have a cricket ball, I have that orange seam ball.
Alright, so we can actually demonstrate this for you. Right. Oh, this ball.
Yeah, has a seam though.
I don't know if they can see the
Can
ball.
you see
Okay,
the seam?
if you can see the seam of the ball. Right. Okay, so yeah, when a fast bowler releases, the ball is spinning backwards because that is how swing generates. So reverse swing, you need the ball to spin backwards while releasing. So it's a lot of back spin when a fast bowler releases, whereas when a spinner releases, it's a lot of it's the ball spinning forward. So there is a difference, but if you want to use an analogy, you can just say that. I hope that explains it. I know I rambled on, but I'm sorry for that. I was just when I get into it, get into it a little too much, and then I lose my head. A bit of personal thing. Me and my boys used to watch Test cricket at. Also, Vasudevan says a bit of a personal thing. Me and my boys used to watch Test cricket at home and talk like this for hours and hours. Now we are all in different cities, and it feels so at home right now. Oh, that is so sweet.
Glad that we could bring you that experience.
Yeah, that is very sweet. Yeah. Advaita Tripathi says, "Oh, thank you so much. Let us know if I just rambled on it. If you didn't understand, I will explain it slowly." I was just very excited by the question because I love stuff like this. How do you guys have so much knowledge on cricket? Krishiv Mehra asks, I don't think we have enough knowledge on cricket. I feel like we still need to learn a lot more. But if you want to know how much, like how do we know this much, it's because of playing a lot, watching a lot of cricket, test cricket, watching a lot of test cricket, reading a lot about the game, listening to interviews, listening to podcasts, listening to a lot of experts talk about the game. And it's not just one expert. You will need to listen to a variety of experts because
there's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of science, techniques, just a lot of things that are not just in one manner correct. There could be different ways of looking at things.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just about like reading. And I don't know, our stream is kind of
as
all
an
over the
Geo
place.
stream.
Our Geo stream. Tell us if our YouTube stream is doing
Yeah, let
okay.
us know if there's any lag, if there's a buffer of any sort, because we wouldn't want that. But Rana comes into the attack. That was a good change. I won't be surprised if Mehdi Hassan continues from the other end. I think it's just that. I think it's the overrate bit and giving fast bowlers that break so that they can just come in fresh every spell that they come into.
Yeah, Vasu, we'll also try and do this more often. This was our first time, and yeah, like we are also having a good time. So let's see how things go.
I might be wrong. Oh, I am wrong, so I'm not going to say it. I was going to say, I think they're going to try the short ball ploy because there's a square leg, but I think there was always a square leg.
There's always been,
Advait, another question was Bumrah so hard to play? Previous generation had Malinga and still players were able to play him. I think it's more than an angle thing, right? Like, so Malinga had that action, and for a lot of years, even he was not like
easy to play.
Yeah, a lot of players found him very, very difficult. Vignesh Ram, hello. But Bumrah is hard to play, not just because of
inside edge for Rishabh Pant.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play with an angled bat. But Bumrah is hard to play not only because of his action, but he's smart. He's very smart about how to go about his bowling, and he does good carry. We were talking about good carry in Chennai. Yeah, but he does a lot of things that Malinga couldn't, for that matter. And I'm not saying one is more skilled than the other. It's just different kind of bowlers. Bumrah seams the ball off the pitch. I just explained what seam bowling is. He swings the ball both the ways. Bumrah also reverse swings. Bumrah has
a good yorker, a good bouncer,
a good slower ball. And he's very tactical in that sense. Like when we talk about Aswin being smart about how he goes about his bowling, Bumrah is too. And so Bumrah just becomes very, very difficult. And Bumrah bowls quick.
Yeah, and there's actually a very interesting point, and I think this has been spoken also on commentary and in a lot of analysis. Bumrah's release points are a lot different from the normal fast bowler because of the hyper extension that he gets on his elbow. So his release point is almost a good 10-12 centimeters
In
further
front, yeah.
ahead than a lot of traditional
Yeah.
fast bowlers.
So you will have to instinctively play him a little later.
Yeah.
But when you do that, sometimes you play a lot later because he's just that quick and rapid.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a brilliant point. And so that is also why it becomes a little difficult to play him.
And if you want us to do like a full-fledged technical breakdown of a fast bowler or Bumrah in particular, yeah, we can definitely do that because there's so many things that come into this, like your bowling arm, non-bowling arm, your feet, your front leg, all of that. And Bumrah actually technically has a lot of things going in his favor. So that's something we can talk about if you guys are interested.
That was a good pull shot by Shubman Gill. He's one of the rare pull shot players who pull it in front of mid wicket. That's when you know you're seeing the ball really well.
Yeah.
When you can pull it in front of square.
Or you pull it straight to mid-on in the World Cup final.
The fact that I don't even remember says how much I've forgotten that match. Have you guys watched the 2023 World Cup final highlights? I want to know that because I haven't. I honestly haven't. I would
haven't.
watch India lose. I mean, I'd honestly watch any cricket match, any cricket highlights, and anything, regardless of India win or lose. But I haven't watched the World Cup final.
That's my most distinct memory from the stadium is Gill absolutely crunching it straight to mid-on.
Rishi Shukla says, really like listening to you guys. Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Rishi.
Vignesh Ram Bumrah can even become Neil Wagner.
In what sense?
And yeah, that's interesting. In what
Neil
sense?
Wagner's a really good bowler, so in that sense, yeah. But
Rishi Shukla says, come live more often. We'll try to. I mean, we're experimenting, like we said.
one steps out once again, and okay, that's 6, right?
The fact, I feel, oh my god, I feel like only Rishabh Pant can do this. Step out, swing his bat, let go of his one hand, knowing that there is a long off, and still get a 6. Again, speaks volumes about how true this pitch is.
You know, Pant recently spoke
Oh
about
my
his,
god, the bat turned and everything.
He recently spoke about this single-handed 6. There's a reason he does this.
What?
So a lot of times when he doesn't reach the pitch of the ball, so that he still gets power through the shot, he takes off his bottom hand.
Well done, well said. Kalyani, thanks for the yeah. We appreciate that. Kallu.
6, yeah. Travis boy got very lucky.
Vasudev on trauma, man. Indeed is. That was a good shot. That was a fantastic shot. Again, if you guys notice this, every time, at least for now, the batters who have stepped out to hit a 6, they haven't really reached the pitch of the ball because they don't really need to. They are not stepping out to reach the pitch of the ball. They're stepping out to hit that 6.
Generating momentum,
Yeah.
getting power, hitting.
Just
through
because the ball isn't spinning, pitch isn't doing much.
Travis boy got very lucky. Yeah, he did. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is this?
Refresh time. Every once in a while, our Geo gives up.
Is it just us, or have you guys also been facing issues with Geo Cinema lately? This has been happening for the last 2-3 days. Ad अच्छे से दिखाता है.
Also, I'll put this on live stream. A lot of you guys tell us to speak in Hindi. Praatibh speaks Hindi at home. I speak Hindi that sounds very rude. But that's besides the point. We want to do it in English because
We want to reach a global audience, obviously. That's cut.
he was rock back, played the cut shot, put away the bad ball. That's good. But yeah, like Pradip said, we want to reach a global audience, but more than that, again, I don't want to say anything that might sound wrong, but like I'm from the south and I know a lot of people from my region, from the south of India, that don't speak Hindi and would want cricket content in English, because there are a lot of cricket YouTubers from India who are doing so well and they all do it in Hindi, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But it's just that we also want to cater to the audience that don't speak Hindi. And
Plus, yeah, like I think there is a bit of a gap in this English-speaking Indian YouTubers
Yeah.
in this space of cricket, in this niche. So
It's just that.
It's
It's
just
not
that.
like we're against anything.
yeah.
It's just we
But yeah.
speak English fluently.
Yeah, it's very tough, uh, at least for me, despite knowing Hindi, to come up with those terms on the spot if I'm going to do like Hindi analysis. Like, I don't know, what would I say for wagon wheel?
Wagon wheel. That you'll say wagon wheel.
Yes, and things like this. Then we'll get comments, you're not speaking in full Hindi.
Yeah, I feel like.
Yeah, just we're more comfortable
In English.
In English.
Just
We
that.
can do English. We're kind of doing a little bit of English right now.
Vihan Tyagi asks, what score do you think India will declare? I think they want Punt and Gill to bat as long as they can, and even if they get out, they want KL Rahul to bat. So I feel like it's more about the batters getting their time on the field rather than just a certain score. Because I think India can speak. India can declare even now and get Bangladesh out.
Yeah.
My stream has been pretty nice in Geo Cinema. Vasudevan, thanks for that. So it's probably his phone.
It's the
It's
internet
always
of the
his
place.
phone.
It's not my phone.
Rishi
It's his
Shukla says
actual-
India faced issues while using. Faced issues while using Geo Cinema app, but never on TV.
Never on TV, okay.
Advaita says my stream is going quite good. I don't know why you guys are facing issues. Don't be sad about it. It's fine.
As long as the YouTube stream is doing
Yeah,
okay,
as long as the YouTube stream is
that's
doing
fine. Yeah.
Wait, so I want to know how you guys are watching us. Are you guys watching Geo and listening to us? Are you watching us and watching the match? Or are you listening to the match and watching us once in a while? I want to know how you guys are doing that.
Shot for no run.
This is what you're talking
again.
about?
Yeah.
This cover drives?
Yeah. Consistently finding the fielder.
To be fair, they've got two short covers.
Yeah.
Like quite close to each other. So
The mid off is pretty wide,
yeah,
I think.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's covering the cover drive.
Yeah, true.
Covering the off drive. Cover drive.
Like they've put the fielders in really good angles, and
Yep.
there's like the short cover is ahead and the mid off is slightly wide and behind, so it like just lets you cover more angle. Things like this is why stadium experiences are also cool, because you get like a top view of the angles and everything. So that's pretty cool.
That was a good looking shot for 4. Put away the bad ball once again. Short and wide. Played the cut shot.
This time he's played it along the ground.
But that's the thing between Gill and Pant. They've been able to put away the bad balls, play the defense, trusted the defense. This is what they should do more often, even when the ball starts moving. Because you don't want an innings like this to get over, and you don't want people to say that, yeah, of course they scored, it was a good batting wicket. You want them to do exactly this on good pitches, pitches that assist the spinners or the fast bowlers a lot more. This is a good pitch, but I'm just saying extreme pitches, like when you go to England or when you go to Australia for that matter. Advaitya again says, yes, I like your reaction to the match better than the commentary. A personal preference, that's all. The match is in the background, muted. Oh, very nice.
Thanks, we'll take that.
Yeah, we'll take it. It's just... Well, thanks for that.
Shot.
What a
And he finds a fielder once again. I think this is the 4th or 5th cover drive / off drive this morning.
Yeah. Just today.
Gill has absolutely crunched and found the fielder. Yeah, he's missed out on 20 runs at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And truth be told, other countries will be keeping note of this. Again, something very interesting between the ad, I'd like to say that again, the Sky Sports Cricket, they're doing a series with Nathan Lyon, and Nathan Lyon has talked, and he's come on this podcast with Brad Haddon, Alessa Haley, and all
Willow
of that.
Talk, yeah.
What is it called? Oh yeah, Willow Talk.
Yeah.
And you should know that Nathan Lyon went to play county cricket and talked about how to get batters like Jaiswal and Gill out. So these international players are always doing their work. So for them to see this they will keep a note of this. Like Nathan Lyon is very aware of KL Rahul's position in the India squad, and if Sarfaraz Khan is going to play instead of KL Rahul, the fact that Nathan Lyon was in England and now is in Australia, but keeping track of what's happening in India, knowing that there's a test series in November, December, they're all keeping track. So that's something you guys should know. And this is how we also improve cricket knowledge, listening and hearing and reading a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like cricket has become cricket has become extremely data heavy at this point. It's up to the teams if they want to go ahead and use that data. But yeah,
Bro was right. He finds a fielder every single time. That's right, Vasudev, but he really, really does. You know what? If we do this lives more often, if we know you guys like more closely, we can have real good cricket conversations.
yeah.
For a second, I thought it was stuck. Mehdi Hasan continues, of course, he continues. I think this is his role for the day. Just keep bowling from one end.
Change of angle. He's coming from over the wicket to punt, negative line ish.
Right. Now, this is a concept I love to talk about. So, like Praatibh said, punt is batting and Mehdi Hasan is coming over the wicket, which is called negative line. Now, it's the connotation is such that usually when spinners go bowl this line, they're not looking for a wicket, which I disagree with. But yeah, it's a lot of that, to be fair.
Consistently bowling around the batsman's leg stump or even outside leg stump, and you're just trying to induce a false shot to some catcher, or you're trying to, because it's a very awkward place for the batsman to play. It's a lot easier now because of DRS and everything for the batsman. Actually, it's not easier. It is a little trickier now for the batsman to just pad away. But yeah, like generally how batsmen used to play negative line in the earlier days was just to put their pad out and let the ball hit the pad.
Which you saw Rishabh Pant do?
Which you saw Pant do, yeah. Pant didn't even put his pad, he just kicked the ball.
Yeah.
Definitely something about contact points
Yeah,
is being
contact
spoken
points,
about. Yeah.
Yeah, see, but it's stuff like this, right? It's the awkward line, and batters feel like they have to do something differently just because of the line. And that's why it's called negative line. A lot of commentators talk about how bowlers are being defensive, especially when Ashwin did this in the first innings. I don't think that is the case. Yeah, I'm sure they're talking about contact points and how. Well, look at the head positions. Refresh your head. But
I just
yeah.
put it on data.
And something you should keep in mind is when spinners bowl this line, bowl negative line, it's for two reasons. One, either that the bowler has tried every trick in the book, even if the pitch is helping a lot, they've tried every trick in the book but they haven't gotten a wicket, hence negative line, or the pitch isn't assisting the spinners as much like today, and they go, hey, let's do this, let's change the line completely.
Advitya asks, he hasn't seen Sachin play, so he's asking if Sachin's actually that good, or if the world, or
They
if
haven't
Indians.
seen Sachin play. We don't know.
Sorry.
By the way, since I haven't played or watched cricket a lot, was Sachin really that good, or was it just our Indian fans hyping him a lot like we do for so many of our favorite celebrities? Vasudevan says Sachin was unbelievably good.
Yeah.
I mean, one couldn't even comprehend how good he was.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, if we were to compare, I mean, I don't know. Okay, I don't want to compare to other sports, then you would know my liking or my favorite sports personalities. But okay, I'll give you a little perspective. And this was a reel that we saw the other day. Sachin has so many records that we talk about other players beating a record that this one player has made, rather than talking about how Kohli can break the number of 50 centuries in Test cricket. 51. 51 Test centuries in Test cricket. We talk about how Root might get past him in Test. We talk about how Kohli might get past and did get past him in ODI centuries. It's all different players talking about how they can break this one man's record. And that says how much of a player that he was.
Like, there is no single cricketer who alone can break all of Sachin's records. It's just, you're talking about this fellow will break this part of the record, this fellow will break this one other record.
If anything, the reason, the consequence, or the reason for why Indian players are so hyped up today can be said is because of that one man alone. I mean, the number of he could score all over the world. He moved with the times. I mean, the fact that he debuted in 1989. He played the IPL. He was the first Indian to score 100 in the IPL.
Might.
I want to say he was.
No, he wasn't. But he still got a century in the
Who was the
IPL.
first?
Probably Murli Vijay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Anyway, but he did get 100 in the IPL. Yeah, I mean, he had all the shots in the book. I mean, we made a Sachin video recently, and a lot of comments was that like he could not play a shot, and that was fine because he had 3,000 other shots with him. Sachin was unbelievably good, and it's not us Indians hyping him up. It's the fact that he could score everywhere, score runs everywhere, and this is just his batting. He's done a lot with the ball as well. He's taken a lot of wickets. I feel like if he wasn't that great of a batter, he would have bowled a lot more overs.
I actually have an interesting stat. I'll quickly confirm that because it'll blow your mind. I hope so.
It was Manish Pandey, the first IPL 100. Yes.
Okay.
I apologize. I'm not good with
T20
IPL.
numbers.
Yeah, T20 and IPL numbers. Bro, you guys have become YouTube commentary for Cricket Live, Kaushik says. For now, we're experimenting. Bro, did you know the innings of Sachin where he didn't hit a... Hey! Kaushik, did you know the innings of Sachin where he didn't hit a single cover drive? That's exactly what our latest video is about.
Yeah.
Last Tuesday's video. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. We've broken down the technical problem he had in his cover drive and why that was such a good innings, what was at stake and all of that. Yeah, Michael Jordan could be a competition, Vasudevan. But then people also talk about Kobe Bryant and all of that. I just don't think Sachin can be compared to any single person. That's the point, right? You compare Sachin and Kohli in white ball cricket. You compare Sachin and Root in red ball cricket. You can't compare Sachin and someone else
Football.
in all formats. If you want to talk about a complete format player, you still pick Kohli because T20 cricket. Because Sachin didn't play T20 internationals, but
I mean, but that's because there weren't enough T20 internationals
that's-
around in Sachin's time. Because
He
it's
also
not
retired
like yeah,
after
he also
the first.
retired. Yeah, he played. He
Money.
has an IPL 100, so it's not like he was bad at T20s. And the other thing with Sachin is just his impact, even beyond just how good he was in cricket. Like India was coming up that time as a global nation, and he basically gave us
What
a
a
reason to
shot.
celebrate in the world stage by winning India all of those matches. So, yeah, the young India, Sachin carried along.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we could talk about Sachin so much.
And we haven't even seen that much of Sachin because by the time we properly got into cricket was like his last few years.
Yeah,
of cricket.
we were born in 2000.
Yeah.
So we didn't watch the 1990 Sachin
Yeah.
live. I mean, we watched so many highlights, but we haven't watched it live. The Sharjah
Yeah.
match,
Desert
Storm. So we watched all of that. We just haven't watched it live. We're 2000s kid.
But yeah, like even watching Tendulkar in 2010 test matches in South Africa, even then you thought like this guy is so technically perfect. And to just imagine him in his prime would have been like crazy.
Like the only technical issue people talked about in the later half of his career was him just getting slow because of his age. That was the problem, not the fact. Sachin was unbelievably good.
At least we can compare Arjun Tendulkar feat
At
to
least we
Yuvraj
can compare Arjun Tendulkar featuring Yograj.
That's a different ball game altogether.
But Advaitya, I hope like he realized how great Sachin really was.
yeah.
I mean, 100 hundreds, 51 test hundreds, most test hundreds, more ODI hundreds, more ODI runs, more runs in a World Cup. I mean,
Just a lot of records.
most hundreds in ODI World Cups.
24 years playing international cricket.
Yeah.
Like that's insane. Like this.
I mean, even his bad years of slump in form was so much better than the others.
Yeah.
Who were in good form. So.
What? Did you see where the keeper was standing? Did you see where Littlebras was standing? Yeah, he was standing on middle and big.
You know, I think that's a lot closer than they actually think. I don't think that pitch down leg. Mehdi Hasan, smart man. Negative line is very interesting. Oh my god, there's no light. Praatibh, there's no light. everyone used to see her face.
See? Such a negative line. It's an interesting.
Observe the wicketkeeper, where he's standing. You all, oh my god, where is he standing? You already know where the ball is going to be pitched.
Vasu says Sachin was just an ace card wherever you play. I can't even put into words how good he was. That
is
pretty
true.
much sums it up.
That is true. I mean, the fact that a man like Rahul Dravid was overshadowed because of someone else.
Yeah, people forget that Rahul Dravid has more test
Yeah,
hundreds.
that's 50 for Rishabh Pant. What a fantastic knock. He's played absolutely brilliantly, trusted defense, attacked the ball when he needed to, hit those sixes. I mean, we knew it was coming just the way he's been defending. It's a good knock. It's a knock that he needed after coming into international cricket. A lot of people can say it's a good wicket to bat on, but you still have to apply yourself. I mean, the other three batters didn't. So it's a good innings.
Yeah.
Pant and Shubman Gill should continue batting until tea or a little more. I mean, if we finish 30 minutes for this session, 30 minutes for this live, mind you, if they can finish off this session without no wickets, I think it's a win. I think we can forgive what happened in the first innings. For these two guys. Kaushik says, thanks to Virat for changing the aura of physical and mental fitness along with aggression attitude against Sena countries. That is fine. I mean, Saurav Ganguly did the aggression bit.
Yeah. I think Ganguly was the first Indian captain who firstly drew in Border Gavaskar Trophy in Australia, and just in general, like he made that Indian team fighters.
Yep.
We've also done a video on this, India's greatest captain, so go check it out. Some debatable topics there, but yeah.
But yeah, fitness-wise, I think Virat stands out. I mean, he was
Yeah.
the first to bring in a lot of mandatory tests. Him and Shastri and the Indian team management, of course. Vasudevan says, I don't know if you all watch ice hockey, but he's like Wayne Gretzky, an outlier for his sport,
Whoever gets that
incomprehensible for future references. Vasudevan, dude, where do you stay that you watch ice hockey? I mean, I'd understand if you don't want to say it out. But the fact that you do, we do not watch ice hockey. I haven't watched at all.
But that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pun intended. Ice hockey.
I got the pun. Just disappointed. But yeah, Advaitya, if you're still watching, the fact that you're still going on about Sachin,
Should paint a picture.
something. Very well played.
Hassan back into the attack.
I feel like because the pitch isn't doing much and the batters are doing what they need to, we've hardly talked about the match. But yeah, Rishabh Pant has played a very solid innings. No rash shots. It's been solid from the get-go. And him and Shubman Gill, being so young, especially Shubman Gill, who should be, I don't think is feeling a lot of pressure, but from the outside, a lot of people are talking about his place in the test squad because of the innings he's playing, the kind of innings he's playing, because of how solid it is. I feel like this should answer some questions. The rest is about
Just as we said that, Shubman Gill steps out to the fast bowler and plays an absolutely rash shot. Luckily, he's not got any bat on it.
One of the reasons why we don't do live while watching cricket is these reactions. Like, you would know how disappointed I get.
Bihan Tyagi asks Pujara at number 3 for BGT. I feel like, honestly speaking, I think Pujara's time is done.
Yeah.
I'd like to say he's way past his prime. He's also not made the most of the final few opportunities that he got. And there's just a lot of people. There's just so much competition. Like, at this point, like, I think they've put Gill down as that number 3 for the next 3-4 years at least. Like, I don't think he's going anywhere.
I can't believe you were praising him when he plays that. I'm still stuck on that. I cannot believe.
Is it probably the messaging? Do they just want them to start going for it? I feel like they should just let these two bat and then.
Like, what's the harm anyway? They're getting more batting.
Yeah.
There's nothing more important than batting in test, as in for batters, that is, to spend that time on the crease.
Yeah, like Indian batsmen are spoiled because of how well our bowlers do and get wickets.
Vast. Oh,
That's 4.
Did you see the shot?
No?
Very nice. We'll look at the shot.
Might have been a pull actually.
I like how we're waiting for the shot.
Of
Well
course
done,
it
you
is
were right. It is a pull shot. Well done. He's played this quite well. He's played off the back foot quite well.
And he's also always played this one along the ground, which
Yeah.
is
And he's very tall and stays on the back foot more often than not. Very bottom-handed player. So these shots should come very natural to him. Good shot. If sorry for again.
again he finds the fielder. Yeah, disappointing.
But Vasudevan says I'm in Montreal. Canada. Very nice. I watch NBA live hockey.
Ice hockey.
I'm sure you but ice hockey, cricket, American football, and all other
Oh.
things you can think of.
That's nice.
It's very nice. I watched. Let's not talk about what I watched. Vihan says, but against Australia, Gill has not shown same performance as expected. That is true. But
I don't necessarily agree because Gill did get a couple of 90s in the BGT.
oh, that is true.
And also he's very young, so he's obviously not had the same number of test matches
As Pujara,
as
naturally.
Pujara. So I'd like to give him the benefit of doubt.
See,
Yeah.
that's the thing, right? He's not saying Gill should be there. I mean, if he performs, Gill should be it. But there are other players waiting in the wings. And it's just time for Pujara. I mean, if Pujara was in contention, he would have been playing the Dilip Trophy.
Which he
Let's just
wasn't.
put it that way.
Yeah.
And so selectors are not looking at him. So even if we want him, I don't think he'll be there. I mean, if we wanted players, let me tell you this, we would have won a lot more World Cups.
And Pujara is by no means young. Like he's also upwards of 37, 38. So it doesn't get easier as a batter. I can tell you that much.
Advaitya asks, so what do you think the ideal strategy should be for India at the moment? Play till fourth day or try to win the match quickly? Bat till as long as they possibly can. Fourth day, with the way we've been batting, is a stretch. But if they continue like this, 4 days, no harm. And if India can finish it off fourth, fifth day, I don't know,
Actually, it's going to be more than time now. It's going to be about runs because, see, today's day 3, morning session is going to end. Ideally, if India bats, say, till tea and then put in Bangladesh in the last hour or last 1.5 hour, Bangladesh still has 2 full days. By any chance, with the way this pitch is playing, if Bangladesh play out 2 full days of cricket, then they're winning this test match. Very improbable, 99% will not happen, but cricket is a funny sport that way.
It can,
Yeah, and India is only leading now by 382. So, 2 full days of cricket is around 180 overs in which to get something like 400 runs. If you apply yourselves, it is doable. And so, India will want to make sure that they have at least like 450, 500 runs and then think about declaring.
Yeah, I agree with that
Yeah.
actually. I mean, a lot of people can say that Bangladesh can't score these many runs. I mean, we would also say it, but you never know, and you don't want to lose a test match at home, especially with the WTC finale.
Yeah.
Kaushik asks, bro, Afghanistan team has been phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
But what a shot! Plays the inside-out shot over covers for 4.
Pant?
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot. Made room for himself. This time he did actually reach the pitch of the ball, so he didn't wait for the ball to turn as much. Stepped out very, very late. This is when you know a batsman is in form, when he steps out very, very late, made room for himself, picked it off the middle stump almost. That was a beautiful looking shot. Punt looks really, really solid. He isn't making shots, but he's putting away the bad ball. And that wasn't necessarily a bad ball. He made it a bad ball by giving room to himself because he knows the ball isn't spinning much.
And
Very
that's
well done.
good on his part because negative line can get very uncomfortable
Yes,
at times.
yes,
So
yeah.
for him to just unsettle Mehdi Hasan here is really important.
But yeah, bro, Afghanistan team has been phenomenal, winning back-to-back matches in first ever series against team like South Africa. Kudos
Yeah.
to Afghanistan. Hopefully they will be good competitors for the Asia Cup. That is true.
100%.
I mean, they got what, 140 all out South Africa
Yeah,
yesterday,
yeah,
and won by 170 odd runs. I want to say, I might be wrong.
And not only that, like Afghanistan scored 300 plus also, which
against
is
a team like South Africa.
so it's not just their batting or their bowling; it's a combination of both. And yeah, like they seem very spirited people, very competitive, very fierce competitors.
This is a very, very good question.
Ask us.
Vasudevan asks, what would you do if you were Bangladesh now? How would you break this partnership? That is a solid question, you know. First of all, I would have started with two fast bowlers, but they would have had their reasons. That's fine. I'm not saying two fast bowlers would have gotten a wicket, but that. But now, right now, I think Mehdi Hasan is doing what he needs to do. He's changed it up, bowling negative line, so that's fine. I'll keep this going because in the last over, Punt tried to do different things, and that is what you want as a fielding unit. You want batters to try something different. So Mehdi Hasan's fine.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
fantastic looking shot once. Oi.
that's why I stopped. 6.
Yeah.
Got the
Okay.
6. It was close. Long on almost got there.
I didn't. I didn't think. I thought that was.
At the end of the day, it is a fantastic shot because it's gone for 6.
Or two end of the bat, played it a little too early. See, this is what happens when you do negative line. Batters try to do things differently. And so Mehdi Hasan is doing what he needs to. This could have easily been a wicket. So I'll continue with Mehdi Hasan doing what he needs to. What I would do is, because there's a lot of carry and because there's a lot of bounce, and as much as these two guys plays the short ball, I try the short ball, yeah, exactly. I try the short ball play. So deep square leg, deep fine leg, leg slip, maybe a short mid wicket, have a gully and a deep point. I hope you guys know fielding positions. If you don't, I can always explain. That's fine. But all of this, have a barrage of short balls. I mean, it's 20 minutes before lunch. No harm in trying it.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it. You might get hit for boundaries. I mean, you're already leading by so much.
If anything,
trailing by so much.
Yeah, if anything, at this point, Bangladesh should get back 2 fast bowlers because it's a short burst, short spell before lunch, and just like keep bowling body line or bouncers. With Mehdi Hasan, if they want to continue negative line, the only thing is I'd want to put a short leg and a leg slip. Right now, I don't see the short leg or leg slip for Gill, which just makes it a little easier. Because like psychologically as a batsman, if you see a fielder right in front of your eye line, at some level it is going to distract.
As we talk about, two fast bowlers.
Shakib is into the
Shakib Al Hasan coming from the other end. I don't know why they haven't tried the short ball ploy. There must be a reason to it. We don't have statisticians sitting with us to tell us.
Hopefully one day.
Vasudevan, let us know what you think of the idea that we have. Maybe that is why we're sitting in this room and not actually playing. But KJ Alvin.
Partnership 99. Yeah, go on.
Sorry. KJ Alvin says, at what score should India declare? We talked about this. They should play for a little more. Tea, lunch, a little more. 450 maybe. Maybe for a change of plans, bring in Shakib. Oh wow! Vasudevan got Shakib. So he says maybe for a change of plans, bring in Shakib, maybe have a better plan. Oh my god, I brought Shakib into existence. And yes, you have. And the first ball goes for a 4-play reverse sweep. This is what Shakib didn't got out.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, Vasu, like that was, I mean, the fact that he called it is fantastic. I wouldn't have thought of
years of experience are showing.
Exactly, yeah. Years of experience. The fact that you watched so much cricket, good on you. That was spot on, and you did it live on our channel. I mean, this could have easily been a wicket. I wasn't making fun of anyone. I was just saying how Shakib just got hit for a 4. Reverse sweep. Very punt-like thing to do.
Seems to be a lot of crowd today. It is Saturday, so a lot of crowd on the outside of the stadium. We'll also go and update. Yeah.
Sudarshan, should India even declare? They should just bat. I mean, if it were me, yeah, they should just bat on and on and on. But I'm just scared that the pitch might become so good to bat on that Bangladesh can even play for a draw, and that's what I do not want.
Yeah. 7:59 for 7 declare.
But man, Vasu, that you called it on air, and that is so cool. 100 runs partnership, boy says 100 runs partnership. What a fan! Like they've played beautifully, incredibly well. I'm losing out on adjectives. Also, might tell you my limited ability to speak this language.
Vocabulary.
Yeah, vocabulary. That's it. So
But yeah, like this is probably one of the best in a long time morning sessions for Indian batsmen, how they've played it. Looked very comfortable. I'll also say that Bangladesh's bowling hasn't been the best,
I
but
think
yeah.
that's also because of the pitch.
Yeah, the pitch itself
But
is really good to
yeah,
bat
see,
on.
the thing is, yes, the pitch allows the batter to score runs, but it's not just that. It's the way these guys have gone about building the innings. Except for the one rash shot by Shubman Gill, where he stepped out to a fast bowler and missed it. I don't think they've done much wrong. They've been patient, left the ball that they had to, attack the ball that they had to. So these 100 runs should be looked at very, very proudly. They've done a good job. It's only about time. It's only time will tell how long they can go
See
on
the
for.
count.
What?
ऐसी सही पड़ा है.
Sudarshan, Vasu says 100 runs partnership. Sudarshan says good batting practice for our batters ahead of a long
100%,
session.
yeah.
True. Golu, भाई आप ISC से पढ़े हो ना?
Yes, first to 10th.
ICSE, CBSE. Sudarshan, too bad Rohit and Kohli couldn't capitalize on these conditions. Yeah, I mean, we disagree on this, but I think Rohit, as much as it was a good ball, Rohit is a good enough batter in my eyes for him to leave it on length. Something Jaiswal did very well in the first innings, even though Praatibh says what
Rohit is not going to fix that overnight. That much I know. He barely leaves on length.
Vasu, very good point. This is something we spoke about yesterday. It's an absolute worst pitch for Shakib to bowl on. I think he has no pace, no drift, no spin. He has no drift because of the angle at which he bowls. He's very round armish, so he will not get any drift. Shakib does spin the ball, but again on this pitch he's not spinning the ball as much. He has no pace. Yeah, Shakib on average.
Yeah, plus again, because he's releasing it, round arm is basically him releasing it from a very almost eye line kind of.
So this would be
height.
like Jadeja, Akshar Patel types here.
Yeah.
Shakib is.
And yeah, because of that he won't get spin also. Like most balls will just pitch and go with the angle.
Advaitya says, hey, do you guys think that batsmen nowadays are less technically proficient? I just see a lot of slogging for past few years. Is it because they're focusing just on stats and sixes?
If anything, if they were focusing on stats, I would hope that in Test cricket at least they get more technical. But I think it's a combination of just a lot of white ball cricket, especially T20 cricket, coming into the picture, which means a lot of times they're just not getting enough time to prepare for red ball and like get into that zone. Plus, because of how much cricket is happening even at like grassroots level and everything.
Oh my god.
Did he
One
almost
just
get out?
slapped the ball. I mean, it was a tough catch, but
Okay.
I just wasn't expecting that shot. Go on, man.
These are the kind of catches that need to stick if you are to bring your team back.
And like when Praatibh talks about mindset and zone, like it's very, very difficult as a batter to go from white ball to red ball. And like Praatibh was saying, the calendar just doesn't allow you to get into that zone. So, and the kind of play, a lot of modern day red ball players want to be more attacking than previous generations. And it's also because of that. But because you can't have this change in mindset so fast and it takes some time, you play those rash shots. And it's very, very unfortunate and very frustrating to see, but it does happen.
So I think a lot of captains now are also very result oriented. Like they do not want to play for draws; they want to play for victories, and so they prefer going after the bowling.
That's a boundary for Rishabh Pant. I want to say carry to the fielder, but was too far away. A back foot punch of sorts. One day cricket says thoughts on us being harsh on batsmen currently. They don't get roast like they used to. Did I say one day cricket or day one cricket? What did I say? Okay, wait, day one cricket. Again, shout out to them. Go check them out. They have a very good YouTube channel. Beautiful videos.
Go subscribe.
Thoughts on us being harsh on batsmen currently? They don't get roasts like they used to. See, here's the thing, right? On pitches like this, when batters make mistakes and get out, we have to be harsh on batters. Like, full shot. It's like saying that currently the amount of renowned fast bowlers aren't as much as it used to be. So if anything, it should be better for batters. But there can be an argument of how they don't get roles like they used to. It's always this and that. we can always talk about what they're doing right now. And right now, if you look at the way Virat Kohli got out in the first innings, if you look at the way Jaiswal got out in the second innings, the way Pant got out in the first innings, the way Liton Das or Shakib Al Hasan got out for Bangladesh,
innings,
all of this is just irresponsible batting. And so you're right, batters may have it tough, but it's not just good balls that are getting them out. Like you can see Pant and Gill solidifying and playing a solid innings. If batters apply themselves and bat a lot, apply themselves and bat a lot more responsibly, then it's different. If good balls are getting batters out, that is a different story as compared to batters throwing the wicket. So I think we're not harsh.
Yeah, I mean it's the perspective of the current time, right? Because you also have more batters who are throwing their wickets away as compared to maybe back in the day. In Test cricket, at least, you would not have the traditional Indian batter get out in the fashion that they are today. Obviously, again, that's a sign of the times. You have more T20 cricket, more impatience sets in when you play dot balls, because that's just how you're hardwired. That's how your muscle memory is. Like, you cannot play 4 dot balls and then think of a single. You're thinking of a release shot already. So,
Something Advaitya asks, what is drift? Is it different than spin? Do you want to explain it?
Lovely question. Drift, you can almost say it's swing for a spinner.
Yes, but again, like for a fast bowler, when the ball releases, the ball is spinning backwards, but for a spinner, the ball is spinning forwards.
Yeah.
So it's the movement of the ball before the ball pitches
In the air.
in the air. Yeah, it's the movement in the air before the ball pitches for a spinner, and that's drift. It's called drift because of the revolution of the ball, which is forwards.
Yeah, that's actually a very important point. Is that revolutions of the ball and how many you're able to get in a smaller amount of time contribute a lot to the drift of the ball itself, along with, of course, the currents and winds. So say a stadium like Chepauk, where there are stands and there's a lot of cross ventilation and winds blowing across the stadium, there's a higher chance of a spinner getting drift because there's just more wind to work with.
What's the replay of the 6? It's a very Rishabh Pant, Surya Kumar Yadav-esque shot. Yeah, exactly that for a 6. Beautifully picked up. He picked up the length so well, and he does this so often in Test cricket. Did that, almost scooped it over. Fine leg, because that was a deep fine leg, so scooped it over fine leg for a 6. Everyone enjoyed it in the dugout. Virat Kohli having a laugh, of course. He is.
तो dugout से हंसना पड़ेगा ना. Golu says, bro, your analysis and videos are very nice. Hope you get more and more subs.
Thanks,
you,
man. Help us get more and more subs. We're closing in on 10K. Advaitya says, seems like I'm asking a lot of technical questions and ruining your viewing experience.
No, we're enjoying this.
We love technical questions. We love getting into that. So you're fine. Pant is a treat to watch when he's settled in. He really, really is.
Oh, that's a lovely shot.
There's a bit of a
Unnecessary dive.
I thought that was a bit of a lazy effort. But Megha Shyam says, it'll be easier to bat with old balls. Start of the day with early moisture and new ball was the major cause for string of wickets. You're absolutely right. Megha again says, with old ball, the pitch is basically ineffective as the ball gets slow on the already slow pitch. I don't think it's a slow pitch.
This one's a fairly bouncy, fast pitch, if anything. But if you're meaning it in a general sense, then yeah.
So Vasu says, I think one of you will explode if Gill scores a century. Explode with happiness?
Maybe. Ashwin's more likely to explode.
Yeah, with happiness. I mean,
yeah.
Again, we don't hate Gill.
Oh, that's 4. Lovely
shot.
shot.
Oh, what a shot. He got it on full toss.
Yes.
He didn't let the ball
Stepped
pitch.
out, made it a full toss.
Yeah, stepped out, made it a full toss. Through covers, finally gets a 4 through covers. Because there was no fielder to begin with. Good shot. Both of these guys are opening up. I don't think they're particularly looking to score runs at a higher strike rate. I just think they're settled enough to score runs at a higher strike rate.
Now it's a race to who will get to the century.
And Vasu, you're mostly right. Shakib doesn't seem like he's doing much or at all on this pitch. Another shot and wide, puts it away for another. See, now that is a dive that was needed. Good on him. Golu. I like your name. For a lot of years, I was called Golu by this man. Anyway, sorry. Do you play cricket if then bowler or batter? What are you, Praatibh? I want to know what you are.
I started out as a batsman, then I didn't bat for a couple of years, and I realized I'm a better spinner than a batter.
I'm a wicketkeeper batsman.
So yeah, bowling all-rounder, wicket-keeper, bat, opening batsman.
7 minutes until the end of the session and this live. You guys have been so kind to us. You guys have been so nice to us, asking us questions, asking us technical questions. We haven't talked about the game as much because not a lot has happened.
Yeah, it's been fairly smooth sailing.
I mean,
for
that is a
India.
good thing. I mean,
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Honestly,
Just as we said that, Pant has skied one. He's going to take some catching.
yeah,
It's dropped.
Oh my god!
Who drops it?
See, this is why we can't commentate in the stadium because we'll
We'll
never
say,
be sane enough. Oh my god. I cannot believe
Oh, it's the captain, I think, who's
Punt
dropped it.
almost got out. I think one more over before lunch, unless this is lunch. No, one more over before lunch. Oh, every time. Oh, I can't believe. I mean, Punt does this once in a while. He was opening up.
I mean, I don't blame him. It was in the slot. Maybe it was just a slightly
Shorter.
and he completed the shot. But
Yes, Vasu dropped. Dropped indeed. It's elderly abuse at this point. Stop attacking Shakib. I mean, the fact that I was abusing him and he almost got punched wicket says something about how much I know about cricket. That rhymed. Oh, that was scary to watch. That was Vishal Karthikeyan. Why does Rishabh Pant try to hit the first ball of every over for 4 or 6? This wasn't the first ball. This was the last ball.
and it's not true. I don't think so.
Yeah.
He just looks to it. Oh, it's the captain who dropped it. That's got to sting more. Mr. Shanthu.
It was a tough cat. No, it wasn't.
It was a skyer.
Yeah, but in an
Yeah,
international
you
circuit,
expect to catch it. Yeah. Jadeja telling you how to take a catch.
I mean, yeah, fair. Jadeja,
If anyone, it has to be
Jadeja. Yeah. Golu, bro. Any tips for spinners? I'm 18 years. This coming 23.
Oh,
I'm
going for
18
tries.
years. This coming under 23. Are you talking about under 23 trials? Or to be spin bowler? Oh, this coming 23, like this year, you mean? Oh no,
We're
this
in
year is 24.
He probably means under 23.
By 23. You want to be a spin bowler. Any tips? Any tips for spinner, Praatibh? Spinner?
Yes. Yeah. Tell me more about what kind of bowler you are.
Yeah.
Work a lot on your finger strength. Your revs that you can get on the ball are very important. Good lines, lengths, varying your pace, using the crease. And if you're someone who's already technically decent, try and pivot more. You'll get more hip drive and stuff. If you want us to make a video on this is very technical. We can get into spin bowling, what you can do to improve being a spinner, get more turn, more variations. Very wide, very vast, but yeah, I hope that answers.
Yeah. One, to sum up that in couple of sentences. As a spinner, you should know that more than just your fingers, your body is very important as a spinner. To your run up, the way you jump, your load, the way you finish off an action too is very, very important. Your follow through, that's very important. So keep that in mind. Your body, the way you run into goal as a spinner is very important.
Yeah.
That's something you really need to keep in mind. And the other thing is enjoy bowling spin. Enjoy it a lot.
Enjoy it a lot. Yeah.
The tactical side of things, the mind games for the batters, you need to be able to enjoy all of that.
You need to use your body so much while bowling spin that you almost fall every time you release the ball.
Vasudevan says, work on your finger. I'm not going to read that out loud, buddy. I am not.
We're trying to keep this
PG-13
Yeah.
or even 10 or 5.
universal.
But yeah, like he says, make sure your fingers are strong. You need to be able to spin the ball a lot more. So your wrists, elbows, shoulders, hip, leg, everything.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm very sorry. But yeah, if you want any more tips or even with selections, because we have, obviously we didn't make it, but
To the Indian team.
Yeah, to the Indian team, but we've gone through this journey. So if you even want to DM us, if you have any questions about your own technical game, we definitely be down to help you. So yeah, let us know.
Work on your fingers and take care how you finish the action. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Vishal Karthikeyan says Gill is seeming to middle almost every ball he hits. Lovely to watch. One of the most exciting partnerships to watch after Jaiswal Sarfaraz one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's also because.
I was just seeing the commentary box. Isn't that Tamim Iqbal?
Oh yeah, Tamim. Yeah.
Short
and wide, plays the cut shot for a single.
Yeah.
Golu says, bro, I'm leg spinner.
Oh,
I also
okay.
do off spin, but a bit confused. What should I approach leg spin? Is it spin a lot, but at the time of googly, it doesn't land well.
I think that's just something that will need a lot of practice. There are also a couple of different ways to ball a googly. You can ball it only with your finger or the back of the palm googly. So see what you're comfortable with, and just lot of practice, like spot bowling, full run-up bowling, everything. Like just keep practicing. You will get better at it.
Yeah, the main thing is practice.
Yeah.
Now, Advaitya asks, we'll do this after this ball. I think it's probably lunch after this ball, so we'll finish the stream quite soon. Refresh. But Advaitya asks, why is strike rate not such a big deal in tests? Is run scoring ability not important? Even 50 strike rate is celebrated.
Solid question.
This is an interesting question for people. Is that lunch?
No.
Oh, this is a very interesting question for people getting into test cricket. The ability to score runs is very, very important, but the ability to score runs in a quick manner is not as important, like how quick or slow you're scoring runs. It's the situation, right? In test cricket, you have 5 days. In test cricket, in a day of 90 overs. In test cricket, you can bat on day 1, you can bat on day 2, you can bat on day 3, you can bat on day 4, you can bat on day 5. So, the quickness of the runs is not a big deal. Again, depends on the situation if you're trying to win games and all of that. But generalizing, how fast you quick runs is not important at all. Because you could play 2 runs in 100 balls, but if the situation requires it, that is good. And if you get scoring of 50 of 100 balls, that is fine because you have so much time. It's because in test cricket you have so much time. How fast or slow you get those runs is not important. Intent matters, but how fast or slow doesn't really matter as such. Yeah. Jawad says the beach looks a little different today. It sure does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's another boundary for Rishabh Pant. He's playing very, very well. He's opened himself a lot. He hasn't let that one sweep shot put his intent down, especially to Shakib Al Hasan. He's doing a good job. It's not lunch yet. I thought it was lunch yet. We thought it was the last over before lunch.
Unless if we're lagging, and maybe that's why it isn't lunch here. But if it's not lunch for you all also.
Yeah. Can you suggest some drills or make video in detail, please? Yeah. For spin.
Or leg spin?
For spin.
Yeah. Oh, for spin, okay.
Or Punt is really taking Rishabh.
That's 6?
Yeah, Punt is really taking Shakib apart, not letting him settle down one bit, plays the sweep shot, and the next ball gets out of his crease, uses his feet, reaches the pitch of the ball above the bowler for a 1 bounce 4 is what I want to say.
Yeah, I think
Shakib, sorry, why do I keep saying Shakib? Punt has clearly shown his intent towards Shakib Al Hasan. Vasu, like you said, Shakib will really struggle on this pitch. And so for a bowler that is obviously going to struggle, Punt will take him apart.
Yeah, more so Punt because the ball's spinning into him, extremely comfortable to just play down in the V.
Both in the 80s, this is really, really nice to see. Punt using his feet once again.
Going hell for leather at this point.
Shakib's longevity as a useful all-rounder needs to be studied.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I feel like in the last decade, Shakib Al Hasan is the most underrated all-rounder in international cricket, where
100%.
almost all the time he's the only person taking wickets and scoring runs for for Bangladesh, especially in ICC events.
Shakib is this one cricketer who every time I open his stats, like it surprises me that he's that good.
And not talked about.
Not talked about, yeah.
Punt is taking offense to an old man bowling to him. He indeed is. I think if this is lunch, lads.
Yeah.
Oh, that's been 2 hours of us talking non-stop about cricket. This was fun. This was a lot of fun. We'll take another question or two if you guys have. In the next 2 minutes, if you guys have 2 questions.
And
we'll
Golu,
take that.
We probably couldn't answer your last question on stream, so you feel free to DM us. Happy to help.
Yeah, or we'll
Do a
probably
video
make a
on it.
video on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's lunch, boys. It is lunch indeed.
It's
Go
lunch,
have
yeah.
2 hours of play. No wickets fallen. Punt and Gill have done a great job by attacking the bowlers when they've settled down, giving themselves time in the first hour, which was very, very impressive to see, especially someone like Rishabh Pant trusting his defense. And I keep saying this because it's very, very important in Test cricket to trust your defense, because you're not going to score runs if you don't trust your defense.
And we also got a lot of runs this session at a decent clip. We've got 124 runs in 28 overs, going at 4.5 runs per over. So brilliant. Even from that point of view, Indians will be extremely happy going into lunch.
Yeah. Vasu says, see, I'll miss you. We'll miss you guys too.
We'll be back
And
soon.
Vishal says, you didn't go get tickets today. We got. We are going now.
And for that, like, you guys stay tuned for a community post and Instagram. We'll be posting, hopefully, these guys getting their centuries from the stadium.
Fingers crossed.
So yeah, watch out for that.
Advaita says, lovely stream, guys. Really enjoyed it. See you soon. See you soon. See you, all of you, soon. We'll probably get more viewers now that it's lunch. But we gotta go. Thank you so much for this. This was 1 hour of great fun. We are not the most...
Couple of hours of great fun. We are not well.
I was going to say we are not the most exciting commentators when it comes to when they hit a boundary or a six. That is also because we like to watch cricket as it is, especially unless they get out. That is when you'll see frustration. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. This is something we thought of today morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this. There was a lot of questions, a lot of technical questions.
Actually, shout out to you guys for like being curious in the comments. Like, it really helped to get the conversation going. And we could talk about a lot of things that we love talking about.
Vasu, hopefully you guys join us all the time, because you summed it up. 28 overs, 128 runs, 0 wickets, 4 run rate.
Yeah.
Great work indeed. That was good stuff from both Shubman Gill and Rishabh Pant. This is the ideal way to end this session. Golu says cultured version of Ifian. I don't know what that means.
Those two Pakistan cricket content creators.
Okay.
Ball itni si.
Vishal says, is the match ending today? Yes or no? No, I don't think the
Don't
match
think
is
so.
ending today.
Yeah. Unless Bangladesh fold in 20 overs. Don't know.
One last question before we end it.
Yeah.
If there is one last question.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you so much for this. If you guys want us to do more stuff, see, it's more than you guys want. We want to know if you guys like stuff like this.
Yeah.
If you guys do, we'll happily do more stuff like this. We just thought of 2 hours today because charge of the things that we're using will go, because we weren't prepared for this. We were going to do post-match anyways.
Yeah.
But now we're not doing a post-match.
Now we won't do.
Just because we did a 2 hours live today. But if you guys want us to do more of this, or if you guys want us to do a whole day of Test cricket, which we can happily do,
Down for it.
we will do that. So let us know in the comments below after the stream ends, because we would like to know. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. Some of you guys have consistently been here since day 1.
Yeah.
We started this YouTube channel since day 20 and day 30 and what of that. We are almost reaching 10k subs. So it'll help us a lot if you guys share our channel, share our videos.
Yeah, definitely share our stuff. Would help a lot.
Yeah.
Subscribe yourselves also if you haven't.
Thank you so much for watching. Best stadium food, ice cream or popcorn? I'd say
Paneer roll. For me, I'm veg.
yeah, ice cream or popcorn, they're both veg.
Oh no, but my
Okay.
preference in general.
Wait, someone asked Vishal, when is the KL video dropping? It's dropping on Tuesday. We have done a whole run of his international career. He's done it. He's the best at stuff like this. So again, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. You stay here because now I'll have to go end the stream.
Ashwin's running away.
It was fun.